Hey everybody, welcome to BrickVault. My name's Jack and today is another LEGO Weekly News update. Now, pretty much all of the news this week is video game related, so let's start off with the new Marvel Avengers Captain America character pack. And the news for this is essentially that it's available. It's for PS3 and PS4, but what's more important is shortly after its release, it has been confirmed that there are going to be 5 new DLC packs for this. So starting March 29th, there's going to be a lot more content to this game, including the Doctor Strange pack, Captain Marvel pack, Black Panther pack, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. pack, and the Masters of Evil pack. That one actually looks pretty cool. Anyways, I do like keeping track of this stuff, mostly because I like to guess what new exclusive minifigs may come in the future. And the other big story for LEGO video game news this week was that Dimensions Wave 4 has an official press release now. So those new expansion packs I talked about last week are now ready to go, including that really cool Midway Arcade expansion pack. Alan Tran from thebrickvan.com had the opportunity to interview Mark Warburton, the associate producer for TT Games, and after this interview I've pretty much gathered that this particular expansion pack is going to be a lot cooler than most of the others. They're bringing back a lot of really cool old arcade games, and I think that's actually pretty cool. This expansion pack will really change up a lot of the gameplay and offer a little bit more of a unique LEGO video game experience. Anyways, there's a lot of stuff going on with this, and if you want to check it out, I will leave a link for this and everything, of course, that I'm talking about. So that's it for video game news. Let's move on to LEGO ideas. Now, there isn't a whole lot going on in the world of LEGO ideas right now, so I'm just going to shamelessly promote BrickVault's idea. Let me backtrack real quick. If you're watching for the first time and don't know what this is, it is a website in which you can submit your own LEGO creations in hopes to having it become an official LEGO set. A really cool concept, and I absolutely love that LEGO does this. If you've got a LEGO creation you're really proud of, there is no harm in putting it up on this site. And then, of course, shamelessly promote it like this. Now, there is no lack for official LEGO AT-ATs out there. In fact, it's probably one of the most replicated vehicles that LEGO makes. So what did my brother do? He made another one. So what's different about this? Well, I guess aside from the fact that it looks pretty darn good, it also fits to those micro AT-STs and those small snow speeders. So if you want to check that out, we'll leave a link in the video description below. But I think I'm done shamelessly promoting right now. And now let's actually move on to what I think is the most important information for the week. And that is that LEGO Digital Designer, the program that is very helpful to a lot of creators for designing their actual LEGO creations, that program has just had a recent update. So 318 pieces have been added to this now, and that includes pieces from the most recent Speed Champions and Nexo Knights. So that's very good news for LEGO designers, and now that we're talking about LEGO creations, why don't we check out the best ones of the week? Our first one here is an awesome giant LEGO space shuttle by seon. I absolutely love LEGO builds that capture a snapshot of motion. The giant jets firing look really good, but this build for the billowing smoke is incredible. It looks pretty realistic, and I think that's because they've actually managed to capture a nice bit of motion with the clouds. You can even see some of the plumes curling back in on itself. And this build is even cooler when you see it as part of a much larger LEGO City diorama. Moving on with the theme of builds that are kind of a snapshot in time, here's a much slower and calmer scene. We've got Plowing Tractor by kosbrick. It's a nice build for the tractor, and I really like the simple build for the rows that the tractor's making. And this build here is an incredible snapshot. It's called Enter the Bat by Roman. And this is a great moment of Batman breaking through a window with his batarang. I think he seems to be stopping a robbery, and there's a lot of really cool stuff going on. Both the characters have some really funny reactions, and I like these shards of glass on the ground. There's a lot of really nice details here, and it even looks like Batman's just about to jump through the window. And this build here has a lot to appreciate. This is Benny the Fireman by Gillies. Not only is this build for the water spouting out really nice and creative, but we also have this awesome bit of forced perspective. Benny the Fireman looks like he's way up high on this ladder, but really that's just a tiny fire truck build below. A really fun idea, and I think it was executed really well. This is another build from Gillies. It's called Le Fish of the Iron Squadron. He's got a few awesome airplane builds up already on his Flickr, but this most recent one I think is my favorite. I really like this disproportionately large engine in the front with this sort of messy bit of mechanics around the sides, and contrasted with this very clean and smart looking ship in the back. Also, I really like that addition of the French flag. And this last build of the week is Elder Scrolls Orsinium. I think that's how you pronounce it. I don't know much about Elder Scrolls. And this is by Thorsten. But I don't think you need to know much about the game to appreciate this build. There's a lot of nice design for the castle, and I like those nice worn away bits of the stone, and you can even see somebody doing some construction to the tower. There's some great looking scenes and characters here, but what initially caught my eye when I first saw this build was this great technique that they used to show snow in the cobblestones. Everything is perfectly flush, and the build looks very smooth and organic. A lot of time and effort probably went into making that pathway, and I think it totally paid off. It really does look good. So that's it for a few of the custom creations that I liked this week, but there are tons of really good builds every week, and every week it always kind of pains me to cut out so many of these awesome builds. So if you want to see more awesome builds like this, a lot more, I would highly encourage you to check out these two sites, brothersbrick and bricknerd.com. They showcase a lot of really cool stuff from expert builders, and frankly, they review the builds a lot better than I ever do. So really cool sites, you should check those out. And while I'm promoting some sites, I would also encourage you guys to check out brickset.com as well as thebrickfan.com. They are some of the leading LEGO news websites. They produce a lot of really great content, actually, much more than just news. It's really worth checking out these sites, especially if you want to learn more about the LEGO community. So that's it for this episode. Tune in same time next week for another LEGO Weekly News update, and if you enjoy our content, feel free to subscribe. Thanks a lot for watching, and we'll see you next time at BrickVault.